partner and I got a coach that coaches high performers. And we, told him our big dreams and, where we saw ourselves going. And he put things in perspective. And he said, so we're wanting to, ultimately, we're wanting to sell a company for $100 million. And we have to have, so for that to happen, we have to have 2 billion in revenue. So I knew like $100 million for selling the business for $100 million, was years and years and years in the making. But that number just really hit hard, and like it did get me in defeated mode. And just feeling like, whoa, that is, very, I don't think that's possible. Well, I had one of my friends who's an accountability partner, just kind of put things in perspective and saying, to get to 2 billion, you would have to, he put in a market that is, it was like a $40 billion market, and said you'd have to take over 10% market share and do that in 49 markets. Hard, but that's doable. I mean, very, very hard, but it's doable. So now it's like the 10X thinking, and how can you do that? So we just started with our business coach. He has coached people, making 6 figures, taking them to 7 figures, taking them to multiple 7 figures. So a very sought after coach. So we have another call with him on Friday to get things more dialed in. But at least now I know that there is a path forward. What does that look like? I'm going to be showing you. And, one thing that I was hoping to get from, doing this is, for one, just being authentic live and not having to worry about being judged or putting myself out there, or, if I say something wrong or anything like that. I seriously doubt that I will get, very many viewers at all. Like I said, I have another channel that all organically has gotten, the right kind of viewers for me. So I'm not trying to do this to get viewers or to get known. I'm doing this to, put my authentic self out there. And, the best way to do that is just to do it on camera. So I'm so great with book knowledge and learning things, but until you've done things multiple times, like, you are not an expert. So it's just like, just building the muscle. So I'm good at video. I'm not good at live video. I want to, I totally want to come in being authentic. That was a little bit of a rabbit trail to where my mindset was yesterday. So there is a path forward. And then I was thinking, gosh, is this what I want to do? But I know that people quit when it gets hard. And I know that there is a way. So what is the 10X thinking? And really, I mean, geez, that's like a million X. But you have to go to 10X first, and then you 10X and you keep 10Xing. So I just need to do the math and like, how many 10X jumps is that? So totally doable. I'm excited. And I do believe that, you put the future out there and you walk and you take actions to get where you want to get. And it might not be exactly where you want to get, but that by taking the action, and even if you fail, you're going to get there. And maybe even better than what you hope for, or in, some different way, but equally where you want to be. So I'm not like nailed to where, my dreams are right now. And, when in the mornings, like, I have my morning routine, and, I write my future self, what my life looks like in 5 years, and, what I'm doing. how, how I'm living my life, all those kind of things, like imagining it as if it's real and doing that. But I'm also open for, for that changing, but knowing that if I don't quit and if I keep going in the direction of my dreams, like it will be better. And that's where, this morning I was listening to The Gap and the Gain. So I love my mornings. I wake up at 4:15. 3 days of the week, I'm at the gym by 5, 2 days a week. This is Monday through Friday, 2 days of the week, at the gym by 5:30. So, some mornings I have time to, reflect and journal before I go work out. And sometimes it's after. But I always like take that time and get a great workout. And I listen to, books or not podcast books or YouTube. Like I said, I'm real big into Alex and Layla Hermosi right now, and Dan Sullivan and Ben Hardy. But they were talking back about the gap and the gain. And again, I got in a better mindset by the afternoon. But really this morning, thinking about if you're always striving towards the ideal, and you never appreciate where you're at, like, because there's so far, like when you're a dreamer, when you're an entrepreneur, like there's so far to go. But then I sat and thought about like all the things that have changed, in like 9 months to a year. We have this badass brand, that we will be, branding even more. And it's like, it's freaking incredible. I've worked out for, it's been like 2 or 3 years, like pretty consistently, but like on and off consistently. And as far as my nutrition and my diet, it's been on and off. So I feel like I'm really dialing that in. So like, as far as my health and nutrition goes, like there's definitely a gain there. I'm happy. Like I wake up. Now, when I wake up, I don't want to get out of bed, but I can appreciate the day. I can appreciate the small things. I can appreciate like, the warm cup of coffee, like going outside and it's cold, but like feeling that sensation against your skin, like the wind, like moving your body. Like if you're in America and, like, goodness, we live like kings and queens used to, and even like people that are, lower income still like have access to air conditioning, have access to clean water, like have access to, um, heat and air, covers, so much. And I know that some people don't have access to that. And there are places, that help, but still not everybody has access to that. And there are people all around the world that don't have access to that. So when I think of just being able to have a fresh glass of water whenever I want, to make coffee, like to make a great cup of coffee from my house, to say, okay, what kind of healthy food do I want to eat, and have any kind of access to that. I am healthy and can go work out my body and exercise. Like, so we have all these things. Like I have a brain, I can think, I have God-given talents. So just being very grateful for the life that I live now. And I am happy. Like I want more. Like, I can't wait for, my future self in 3 years and 5 years and 10 years. But I'm happy now. And, life is short. We don't know if we're going to wake up tomorrow. And so I think about that too. Like, am I doing today what, like if today was my last day on earth, would it be a good last day? And I guess thinking about that right now. I mean, I'm going to be, working all day, but I love working. I need to get better at working on like that 20%. And that's what I'm really, trying to hone in on. But I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the creative part of what I do. I enjoy when I get into flow. I know I need to work through some things to get things better. But those were, let me see if I had any other thoughts today. I wrote down a few things. Mia. Okay. I Mm. Talked about, are you happy? Are you living in the gap and the gain? Okay, so that was my main takeaway from today. Yesterday, I made some notes. Um, and I might talk about this tomorrow because this has been long enough.